Yeah, so I've got a few tools today. What we're looking at is a 1/4" drive socket set with a few Torx drives, a few Allen keys, yeah, and then 6-sided sockets up to 14mm, yeah, 6-sided, not 8-sided. This one, which was in the kit, I've chucked away, and I've put this one in instead because it has a driver on there. So this doubles up as an extension, yeah, so you can put an extension on it and then put your ratchet on it, so you can have a little bit of a reach, yeah. Just one of these thoughtful things. Okay, so this worked out at, this whole kit worked out at £15, pretty good. And I also bought a 1/2" drive ratchet set. Now I'll bring you up here to have a look. Okay, so there's a 1/2" drive ratchet set and a 3/8 drive ratchet set, which are going to be used, but this I wouldn't rely on for giving any sort of manpower. Okay, so we've got sockets up to and including 24mm, which will do the rear, hub, but I need a 41mm for the front hub, yeah. So this is actually not bad quality at all. It's you know, the usual thing, but it's got some weight to it, and that's the thing I'm not really keen on, is having weights. This one as well, not too bad, and this is another set of sockets. This goes up to 19mm, okay. And then I have these e-sockets in a box, which I don't need. And then this set here, because they are repeated here and also here. However, the problem with bit sets, very easily you can lose these, can't you? Which is a little bit of a problem, but I like this set, so that's what I want to keep. I can dispense with those. Problem is weight at the end of the day, and space, and what I've got to do is try and condense these down slowly into something that is actually viable. Okay, so with the other little piece here, which is an emergency kit, obviously I showed you a video on that at the weekend, and look, yes, I did smash one which I need to replace, but that's to get you out of trouble. But I shouldn't have to use this. Now I need a breaker bar, something with a bit more torque on it for doing the larger nuts. Other than some screwdrivers and some pliers and a few repair items, I don't need much more in this toolkit at all. So it's a matter of taking out the sockets I don't want, putting some spanners with it as well, yeah, the ones I need, and then we're almost there. But like I say, it's weight at the end of the day, so put a couple of hammers in, yeah. That's another what, 300 odd grams. You add this together, it starts to get a little bit heavy. However, we are sort of getting there. This is a slow process, working out what I need, finding good deals. These were £10 each, that's 20 quid. That's 15, so that's 35 quid. Obviously that, yeah, that was more expensive. That was like 50 quid, but that was years ago. I can scavenge up a few more bits and pieces, but you can see where I'm going to, can't you, with this. All right, it's generally getting a toolkit that's dedicated just for that vehicle, right? Other stuff like these, okay, that's workshop stuff. Drills, you wouldn't be expected to drill holes in the side of the road, nor would you need one of these for enlarging holes. However, I bought these home for a job to do, okay, so that's what they're here for. Other than that, Pioneering Tools is the one. Pioneering Tools is the one which I'm looking at now to get, which I've got an axe here, okay, and a bow saw in the vehicle. So I'm going to grab my coffee, we're going to go sit in the motor, yeah, grab my boys cup, Eugene, yeah, and we'll talk, yeah. Okay guys, hello and welcome to the Fly Project update. Okay, nothing mechanical today, simply by the fact that things just haven't worked out properly. You got 2 videos last week, so that's all good. So I'll just quickly update you with this vehicle. Okay, now I've had some upsets with part suppliers and eBay suppliers. Firstly, the cargo net that I ordered that I was going to lash in the back here straight away didn't arrive. I've got one cargo net and the feel is pretty good. Is what I want, is the netting feel at the back. I've darkened the windows on the vehicle as well so people can't look in, and the back window I'm going to completely block off with metal with holes in it so people can't see in. I just feel that the film that you put over windows isn't sufficient enough. I struggled with putting the film on itself and it doesn't look right, so I'm gonna have to find an alternative way eventually. However, for now that will do. That actually makes the car look a little bit different. And right, so yeah, apart from the bits that didn't come from eBay, I haven't really touched the back. I also had a lot of letdowns with parts that were supplied. Handbrake's done, yeah, handbrake is now done. It's got cables front to rear. Now, part suppliers that supplied me a set of shoes, which were wrong, or a shoe kit, should I say. They also supplied me cables. Now, they can only go on what computer information they got. They tell me it's a 3-piece, so I get 3 pieces. And yes, no, actually no, it's 5 pieces in total. So after 3 attempts with 2 different suppliers, I got all the bits, changed the cable right the way through, which left the brake shoes and the wheel cylinders at the rear, which I now have got from our local Kings Lynn one, not Motor Parts Direct, but Euro Parts actually. They came up cheaper and they came up with the right bits, which is good. Okay, so it's these here, yeah. What I'm planning to do is to change the calipers on the front and the rear. I've had to recondition some, get the nipples loose because all the nipples are tight on here. And the tool I've got from Blue Spot, now this is good, this is what I want to do. This is a brake bleeding or a system, but what it does to change the fluid in your vehicle, you need to have all the nipples working. Therefore I need to do all of the wheel cylinders and calipers and such like, yeah. But this is on suction, believe it or not. It's a workshop kit. You use the air and you actually suck all of the fluid through one line, so that's an easy bleed. That actually works out quite well as long as you keep the reservoir built up. So that will be coming pretty shortly. I'm pretty sure we'll enjoy that. Better than a one-man bleed. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so with tools, I've got a load of tools that I've bought from Aldi's and Lidl's. They've all been on specials. They're all fairly cheap. Okay, we're looking at a budget maybe 100 quid, if that, for all the tools for this vehicle. So I'm onto a winner at the moment. I'll talk about it at the end of this video so you can see exactly what I've got. But basically I've got to thin them down to get them into the smallest space possible with the least amount of weight. That's going to be the biggest hassle, yeah. Multimeter, as you can see here. Now it's a different matter because this old box that I had, you can see the multimeters laid in there. Now that has to have a hard case because otherwise it gets damaged. So maybe, just maybe, I might strap it on the roof yet. This will all come when I get things condensed. Then I can start working out where bits are going to be on this vehicle. It's going to take time to do, plus we're still working on the mechanics of it as well. But I'm scavenging bits like this, which you probably won't recognise this unless you're a lorry driver and you've seen the top bunk of a truck. Yeah, on a double-man bunk. Yeah, this is one of the nets that they use to stop the drivers falling out with seatbelt belts and what have you. So I can make a nice pocket out of that, and I might do it above here. Put some OS maps up in there, or something that isn't going to sag down and bash you on the head, yeah. But this is what I'm looking at: straps, clips, hooks and carabiners, all that sort of thing. That's all coming together slowly, so you'll see it suddenly, it will start to happen, yeah. But in the meantime, yeah, got myself a mirror as well, one of the biggest fucking mirrors you'll ever see for rear view. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is a truck one. Another one is scrap. It's an old heated mirror that's come off a broken mirror. Plastic doesn't break, and if I need to, I can hang it on the side of the vehicle and brush my teeth or whatever I need to do, or even use it as a rear view mirror. Don't know, but it's one of those things that's handy, very, very handy, yeah. So yeah, doing a lot of scavenging. It saves on costs, saves on waiting for people on eBay. Got some seat covers as well, which I thought were heavy duty, but they're not. They're pants, but they'll have to do for now. It just covers the seats up. But basically, I will still want to keep this vehicle as Spartan as possible. You look in here now, when I go to work, all I have is a bag set on the seat, yeah, and that's this one here, yeah, it's this one here, okay, which has my lunch. It has water and coffee in it always, but today actually what it has is a box, which I love boxes. This is yeah, it's got another multimeter in it, yeah, purpose built for it, don't you say? Yeah, it's a snap-on multimeter amp clamp, yeah, which this was a battery jump starter, and somebody pinched it off me when I was working in Norwich. Somebody swiped the jump pack starter battery and left the box, which, yeah, okay, fair enough, fuck them. It's the way people are sometimes, aren't they? So yeah, so got 2 questions for you. I'm sure I'm going to remember the next one, but the first one is this one. What do you use this for? What do you use methylated spirits for, or what potential do you think it has to store in a vehicle? I use this, and this is from advice from my dad, okay? Use it as screen wash because it is a spirit, and it is soluble in water. It's alcohol. You can't drink it. It's been poisoned, so you can't actually drink it, yeah? But but it doesn't freeze, so it's an antifreeze for screen washing. It does clean the screen quite well, yeah, so keep that in the vehicle, and it's cheaper than running out and buying Halford screen wash at £5 for a large 5 litre container. That should make about 100 litres, okay? So yeah, the other thing I got, I know this is a bit of a, oh, look at you, you've been buying loads of stuff. Well, yes, I do. I buy lots of stuff when I see it's actually for value. And I've noticed that Lidl's and Aldi's are doing a lot of good tools at the moment, so keep your eyes out on them. Why, I don't know. I think it's a market that they're getting more into. And I bought this, which is, some of you might see it as a COVID temperature checker. Yeah, that's my temperature at the moment, if you can see that. I actually use this for brake shoes on trucks to check if something comes in and he says he's got bad brakes. What I'll do is I'll go around and check the temperatures of all the brakes. Now, if one's cold, then that brake isn't working, or if it's a very low temperature, then I know it's not working, yeah. But it can be used on engines, everything else. £14, come on, £14. I bought one for £40 years ago and ended up running it over, and I found a replacement, which is good. But I have a feeling I should keep this in the vehicle, actually, you know, one of those COVID type things, just for fun, yeah. Yeah, before I ask you the next question, what I want to tell you, actually, what I've been up to on the quiet, on the QT, is just getting some more people who are interested in donating stuff to the channel. Now, I've got a dash cam up here, which, yeah, I wasn't sure about it at first because you have to use a mobile phone to communicate with it, but surprisingly it will monitor in a park mode, which means when you take your keys out of the ignition and you lose the power off your cigarette lighter, if you've wired it in to battery power, then that will keep monitoring, so you can park up in a car park, or you can watch places and record stuff, yeah. I mean, if you want it to be covert, or it watches your vehicle front and back for people who are going to knock into you, and it registers the number plates and all sorts of things. I'm going to review it. It's a very complex bit of kit, so that will take a bit of time to do, yeah. But I put it in here. I don't like that tech at all because it's sucking on my mobile phone, but I'll do it because you might be interested. One of the biggest things is I need to get myself a mobile phone holder up here which is secure, not one that fits in the grill, but one that actually fits right, so I can then plug it into the stereo and charge it up, but also have it visible, yeah, because I already have Bluetooth with telephone on it, yeah. So yeah, okay, so the second question is, and I know you're going to be a little bit crazy here with this one, and let it rip if you like, okay. Now, somebody gave me a set of beacons and he says, do you know what you want to do is turn that into a zombie apocalypse vehicle? And I thought, no, we've got to be subtle about this. And he said, no, stick the lights on the top, put some stickers around it, it'll look funny. And I thought, yeah, well, okay. So I went away and I thought about it. I thought, actually, that pretty good idea is to actually theme it. Simply because everything is acceptable in society nowadays, and you can be fairly overt about stuff and people don't take you seriously. You can be covert about it, and people might think you're a bit weird if they find out about you, yeah? But we are in a society where we are LARPing, which is live action role playing, yeah? That is what half of this prepping stuff is about. Is actually living that life, even though it's not really happening, but we're living in an almost fantasy type of thing. So the way I want to come over is really not to be bothered by anybody, but at the same time, I want to poke fun at them. Now my boy said, why don't you do the Umbrella Corporation stickers on your car, because that's what it lends itself to. And I thought, yeah, that's great, but I'm going to ask you now, what do you think that I should theme this car as? You know, just as a LARPing type of thing. We could go a bit over the top. I don't want to put bull bars and all that sort of thing on, but I do have a chainsaw. Yes, I do have a chainsaw. I bought it for a tenner, yeah? Which could be strapped in the back along with some axes and everything else, and a first aid kit, and theme it out just for a joke. But it has sort of a theme which is underlyingly usefully serious, because I turned up on a country lane and I've got a tree laying in front of me in a windy autumn. I can use that chainsaw to cut the fucking thing down, can't I? People look at the absurd and laugh at it, but if the absurd actually has a functionality, yeah, then it's useful to you regardless of what people say or what they think. That's not what's important. And it usually is the most ridiculous person, like the clown in the party, might well be the most useful person, yeah? So it's only a thought. What do you think? Should I theme this vehicle up? Should I put some beacons on the top, put some stickers on it and make it a bit more themic? Or should I be a little bit more covert by just keeping it all inside and keeping it to ourselves? Thoughts are over to you, guys. Anyway, okay, see you later. Right then, so you got to the end of the video, and I have a nice little treat for you. Down below here is a link to a video which is unlisted, and if you're a prepper type vehicle type person, what I'm going to be doing is doing unlisted stuff which I don't really want to talk on the channel, which is information which may help some people if they're doing a bug out vehicle or doing prepping or whatever, or they're actually interested in a survival situation with a motor vehicle and other equipment. Okay, so I was watching the Canadian prepper and I find him quite interesting. His philosophy's pretty good, however sometimes he sort of misses out bits of information, mainly because he doesn't know. So there is a link down below which you can click onto, and you can listen to me talk about the pros and cons of diesel engines, and really why you shouldn't have a diesel vehicle unless you have something big like a truck, yeah, and the problems you get with them. It's quite a long video. It's an extensive subject which I'll really need to at some point do more stuff about, which I will do, but you will have to watch the unlisted videos, because some of the information it shouldn't be really there for the public, because people start to panic, don't they? So if you're into it, drop on over, click over and watch the video and enjoy it, yeah? There will be more coming up. I'll do things like my bug out bag, my first aid kit which I'm building up, and a few other bits and pieces, personal kit, and why I'm carrying certain things, plus the clothing that I'm building for myself. And yeah, it's that sort of thing, but bit by bit, and this is just it's the secret preppers club, if you like. So yeah, pop on over if you want to, and I'll see you there. Okay, see you later, guys.